Hey guys, it's your boy Paulie Walnuts, and I'm super grateful to have you guys here with me. Hope everybody had a happy new year, safe one. Great to be seeing you here in the year 2020. Used to dream about this year when I was a kid, like what would life be like? You know, I'm still sitting here waiting on my flying car, but I feel like I'll probably be waiting a little bit longer for that. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and give big shout outs and props and thanks to our sponsors, because without them, all of the guests that we have scheduled, all of the events that we have booked, and the adventure that we have planned for you guys to join us on would not be possible. So big thanks to Maddox Decks. They were the first supporter of the podcast. That's right, numero uno, the one, the original OG supporter of the podcast. They are custom made and shaped skateboards by local skateboarder Dalton Maddox. Best damn decks you can ride, in my opinion. I've ridden several. I'm going to keep riding them. If you want to get a solid deck under your feet and rip, you're going to want to hit up my guy on Instagram at Maddox Dex. That's mad_ax_dex, MAD_ACTS_DECKS. Yeah, definitely check him out. You won't be disappointed. For skaters, by skaters. And next, we want to give a big thanks to Lawn Chair. It is a company, a brand, a movement, and a collective of artists and creatives who have a lot of really interesting and exciting things on the horizon, and we will give you more details about that as the year unfolds. But big thanks to Lawn Chair. And then finally, we want to give a huge shout out and thanks to our latest supporter of the podcast, that is Overcast Fishing Apparel. It is for anglers by anglers, tattoo inspired design. If you're into fishing or into tattoos, if you're into fishing and tattoos, or tattoo art or tattoo culture, and basically if you're into rad shit, this is the brand for you. You're going to want to check them out. Local tattoo artist and angler and musician Bob Presson, who was my guest in episode 3. It is his brand, and he makes all of the product. So big shout out to them, and we are very gracious for the support of all of our sponsors. Today's guest, we have my good buddy Squirell. He's going to check in with us. He is in a band named SCUM. He has a brand and another side project called Cult Shit, and he's just a fucking rad skateboarder. And then we're gonna check in with my fiancé. She's gonna come and sit down with us as well, and she is an extremely talented hairstylist. The hair transformations that she does are just incredible. They're mind blowing to me. And I, as a science nerd and never really gave much thought growing up, every girlfriend I had, or my sister or whoever, getting their hair done, I was just like, well, whatever, that's what girls do, fuck it. Never gave much thought to the science behind it and the exact chemistry that goes into it. And god damn it, the amount of money and work it takes for these women to look good for us and for themselves. But guys, you get what I'm saying. I just find it extremely interesting. She's amazingly talented. She's the love of my life. So we're going to sit down with her to discuss exactly what it takes for the women that we have in our lives to keep up with their amazing look, and exactly a little bit of the science behind what goes through when they change their hair so drastically. So anyway, big thanks to everybody for checking in. This is episode 4. This is first week of January in 2020. Fuck yeah, super stoked. Let's get it going. Paulie on the pod, P on the pod, your boy Paulie Walnuts. Let's go.
It's P on the pod.
You're listening to P on the pod.
Yo, let's go. You're on the pod.
You're listening to P on the pod.
Hey guys, it's your boy Paulie Walnuts. I'm here with a good buddy of mine, my boy Squirell. Hey, yeah, he's in a band called SCUM, way into punk rock and skateboarding and just DIY shit in general. It's got a brand cult shit. We're gonna hear about that in a little bit, but yeah, welcome, Squirrell. I'm glad to have you on, dude.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get into some of the typical questions that I ask basically all the skateboarders that come on.
Definitely.
Is how long have you been skating?
Since I was little, like I never really got into it and got focused into it until I was like, I don't know, maybe 18, maybe younger than that, probably 18 when I could actually drive and get around. So it was like,
Right.
I was able to go to parks without like needing somebody to take me there. And then that's when it just stopped hanging out with most of the friends that were hanging out because all they were doing drinking, and it was like I'd rather be skating. So it was like,
for sure.
Yeah.
And I know you got the half pipe at the Squirrel's Nest at your parents' house. Was your dad into skateboarding, or was he just like?
He was the one that got me my first board, and he's the one that kind of showed me like what it was and like introduced it to me.
That's rad.
Yeah.
That's very rad. So what was the first setup that the old man got you?
Ooh, okay, so the first setup was this red ramp. When we went to go get it, it was actually a vert ramp in some dude's backyard.
Yeah.
Had a channel and everything. It was cool, but we ended up scaling it down to a 4 foot. One side was all rolling, and the other side was just straight quarter. So it was a little weird, but it was definitely more like something to learn on. It didn't last long though, because we live on school property, so it's like,
oh
yeah, once they found out, insurance got in, and then
yeah, that was all over.
Yeah,
the man came and shut it down.
Yeah, and then, man, there's been a lot. We had another mini in the back that was like kind of exposed, but we eventually moved it to the back, and then we built other ramps around it. Then that one kind of rotted away.
Right.
And I've built smaller, like maybe 2 foot mini ramps.
And so you are really, really good at skating difficult things. Like steep, janky, just gnarly. It could be like a 3 foot wall with a foot of vert, and like you'll kill it. I'm just correlating that to just you growing up skating gnarly little backyard variations that you guys build.
Man,
That's cool.
And like now that you actually say that actually makes a lot of sense, because like I remember one, it was like maybe a 2 to 3 foot, it was probably like a 2 foot mini ramp, and I put a vert wall on it. Like you couldn't do anything on it but drop in on it, but it was cool because it was there.
Yeah, gnarly.
Yeah,
that's dope. So what was the first board?
First board was actually a Walmart TM&T board, and then it was a Hawk, and then my first real board, I would say, was probably a Blind.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So we're gonna get into some of the other typical questions I like to ask everybody. The need to know answers. Regular or goofy?
Goofy? Yeah, goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah.
Had to think about that one. What is your favorite deck? I know you like to ride shape decks and the old school ones at that. So I'm sure you got a favorite.
Yeah. Okay. So Hammerhead's definitely up there, but I haven't been on a Hammerhead in a minute.
The Hosoi Hammerhead?
Yeah. The OG
sick.
one's
yeah.
like 10.5, or it's like 10.75.
Well, like what? Like 30?
Yeah, like 30 by 10. Yeah, so it's a wide deck.
Fat and flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like no concave, no nose. That's how I like it. But either that or I think it's a Jeff Phillips shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Jeff Phillips ripped. All right. So what wheels and trucks are you riding?
Wheels, I mean, it all depends. I mean, I go back from like Spitfires to OJs to like 54 millimeters, and then I'll go with mini cubics sometimes too, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, right on.
But trucks, I'm on some indies now. I don't know. I've always ridden tracker, so it's kind of different riding the indies. Little, like, you don't get as much turn. I can't get them as loose as I can get the tracker. So
no doubt.
It's definitely like a learning curve.
Yeah, indies were my first set of trucks on my like first real skateboard, and I rode them for a long time. One, I just liked the image, and the Iron Cross was just badass, and like everybody that rode for them like just ripped, and I was like, yep, this is me. But I eventually tried a bunch of different ones, but to be honest, I just always go back to the indies. Just it's what I learned on, for the most part. Oh, hey, Sid. Studio Cat on the lap. All right, so what do you prefer, front side or back side? I'm a front side guy personally. Now I like a lot of backside tricks, but there's nothing like a fat front side air, a gnarly long front side grind for me. Like Peter Hewitt comes to mind.
Yeah, dude, probably front side. Like frontside layback to tail.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's at, man.
That's what's up. I can do laybacks like they're 50-50. I just don't have the ab strength that I did when I was younger. Like I used to be able to do them real good, but man, pushing back up, it's like the older I get and how tall I am, it's like I get to the bottom of the tranny, I'm like, nope, gonna sit right down. Okay, so street, tranny, or both?
A little bit of both.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
that's how I am, man.
Cause I mean, like street, like I mean, you're gonna skate it all how you're gonna skate no matter what. So like if you're in the street, you're gonna skate it like you'd be at skating a transition thing. Like it's all the same pretty much.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I just always, the people that kind of put themselves in the box and they're like, oh, I don't skate tranny, I'm a street skater, or like, I don't skate street, I don't do the flip tricks or nothing. It's like, dude, why put yourself in a box? Just skate everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's about having fun and being gnarly.
If you can't do a flip trick, like it's not like you can't go out and skate street still.
Yeah, you can ledges, rails, fucking curbs. I mean,
can boneless to a ledge.
Yeah, dude, all about it. Favorite skate park?
Ooh, favorite skate park.
This is always a tough one for everybody.
Locally?
You can do it anywhere.
Probably AB.
Dude, isn't that a grind line skate park? Didn't you tell me? Yeah, that park is so gnarly. For those that have never been out to the Atlantic Beach skate park, there are some really big walls, and the small walls are really tight. And steep, and there's a gnarly doorway keyhole. It is it's a rad park.
Yeah, I like when
bunch
I was
of pool coping and spots.
Oh yeah, when I first started going out to parks, like that was like I'm like I'm just gonna skate here. It was a drive, but it was like
yeah. I mean honestly, everybody that has like grown up skating that skate park,
is like
all get really good. You know what I mean? Like it's that's rad. Okay, so favorite street spot. We'll stick to locally for that.
Tree banks, for sure.
Tree banks. I heard they're taking them out.
Really? Because I know they started recently and they got like halfway and then they stopped.
All right, we're just gonna go ahead and pray real quick. Please, City of Jacksonville, leave some of the tree banks. I could never skate them really that good, but man, I love watching people that can skate those things. Those things.
I love them, and it's like one of those things you kind of have to skate it for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And like figure out how to do it, like
it's more like a China wall, like it's just like ground to a really steep bank,
it's
with
so
a lip
steep
on top.
Yeah. So
Gnarly.
I love it though.
Yeah, that's definitely your style of skating. Dude, you blow my mind anytime you skate the barricade. We did like a midnight marauder film session at Kona where we cut off all lights and put 2 spotlights in. I mean, this man has got tricks on barricades. Barrier cult. You should holler at this guy. You should send him some merch. You need him. This is your guy. But anyway, let's go ahead and switch gears. We're going to get into the music aspect. I know that you're way into music. I love... Dude, we'll pull up to the skate park and he'll have an old boombox and he'll play cassettes. It's fucking rad. Like, I feel like a kid again. But anyway, what's your favorite band?
Ooh. I don't know if I can really pinpoint one.
Okay, we could do a top 3 or top 5, and it can be any genre.
I mean, that's still not enough. It's like I like so much music, and it's like it's always constantly changing. I'm always switching to a different genre like every other week or every other month, and it's like you'll go back to something. It's like, oh, this is badass, and you'll go back to something else. It's like, this is badass, and it's it's all over the place.
Yeah, me too. My musical tastes are. You hit play on my Apple Music, and dude, you'll hear anything from Terror to like Iron Horse to like fucking Bach or something. Like it's just all over the place. Like because I get in those moods too. All right, so how old were you when you started playing the bass or guitar? And there's gonna be a 2-part question: lessons or self-taught?
Self-taught.
That's dope.
Couple YouTube videos here, but nothing that like really stuck and got me learning. And then I took like a guitar class in school, but didn't remember
a guitar class in school is not really.
Yeah. But then that, just self-taught. And then I I had a bass early on, but I was like, this is really cool, and like, but I never like was like, okay, I want to do this. And then it wasn't until I was maybe 16 is when I started playing guitar. I'd got in trouble, got everything taken away, and then it was like, it was one thing that I was allowed to have. So it was like, all right, I'll pick this up and start playing with it, and it just went from there.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fucking sick. Tell us about the band SCUM, and were you kind of like the driving force to form the band? Isn't it like you and a couple of guys from UPS that you work with?
3 of us. We started, and we were just jamming. We played a couple different genres, and then we eventually stuck with like reggae and punk. It's what flowed.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's definitely gone a lot farther than that. Like, I didn't think we were gonna get out of the garage, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
But it's cool to see where it's.
I was about to say, you've definitely made it out of the garage. I've been super stoked for everything you guys have been doing. How long have y'all been playing together then?
Ooh, maybe. I'm trying to think, because we September like 2 years ago, I think, or 1 year ago. This September, which was last September, was like our year anniversary of actually playing shows.
So like a year and 3 months,
maybe like 2 years, because we were in the garage for a long time, like a long time. So maybe about 2 years.
2 years, rad.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick. What was your first show? And I know y'all are playing. It seems like shows like a couple every week almost.
Yeah. We've I can't remember our first show. I have it, like I have still have the flyer somewhere, but it was, I don't know, we were in the garage for a couple months, and like it was a good minute because we didn't have a singer until we brought people aboard. But once we played our first show, it was like, after that it's like, how many more shows can we get? Can we get in more shows every week? And then it just got into the point where we were doing shows, like there was some months where we were playing a show every week.
Yeah. And I see my good friend Mikey Sierra. Yeah, dude. He's actually going to be on the next episode.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fucking
Mikey's
reached out to my boy immediately. Yeah, I've known him since I was a little jit. And just showing up at shows and stuff, Yeah. And, the Under the Bridge shows. That's probably one of the coolest fucking things I've seen in a minute. Whose idea was that? And how many of those have y'all done?
Damn, I don't know how many. There's been...
Y'all are still doing them?
Yeah, we're still doing them. We have taken time off from those before, but it always comes back to it. So like there was a time when, like, 'cause as a newcomer, it's hard to get shows in a venue.
Right.
So you got to do what you can, and it's like, I knew of the spot, like I knew there was power, I knew there was outlets everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it worked.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Like the first time we did it, like I didn't think anybody was going to show up, but there was probably, like, for a crowd like over 10 people, that's not a bad crowd. Like,
no.
We'll play venues sometimes, there might be 3 or 4 people there. Like the bridge shows, like there's always more people at bridge shows than there will be at a venue. Yeah,
I know that I drove by there one night when I was on the way home, and I knew you guys were playing a show.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people there one night, and I was like, whoa. Excuse me.
I think one of the biggest crowds we ever had was there was like 90 people out there, including all the bands. And
that might have been the night that I came out, because I was like, holy shit, like, packing it out. That's super sick. So you guys definitely gonna want to check out SCUM. Super rad band. And you guys are playing the Kona pop-ups. Yeah, which is super rad.
Yeah, that's a really fun venue. Real cool environment. It's cool.
Yes, it is.
It's cool because it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's all ages. So like, you're seeing the younger crowd get more involved, and like that's really how more bands spark up, and that's how you keep the scene alive. Like all these venues that do like 18 and up shows, it really like
stifles.
It kills it.
Yeah. I completely agree. When I was still working at Kona, right after we finished building the stage, and it was like one of the first I think the second show. Yeah. And there's a super quiet, like reserved, kind of shy kid that skates up there, Abdullah, and like he's like I mean quiet and reserved. Like you have to pull words out of him like you're pulling teeth. And that kid, when the band started playing, that kid did not stop moshing. Like I was like, where did this kid come from? Like he doesn't even skate with that aggression. You know what I mean? I was like, wow. And that was really cool to see, just because it was almost like this kid's been waiting for this and needing this. You know what I mean?
And it's cool because a lot of those kids want to hear that music, so to say, because they've never been introduced to it, and it's really introducing a lot of kids to a lot of different genres, which is really cool, I think.
Yeah, and for kids like him that can completely relate to it, and that's, you know, like everybody needs that. I was shy as a kid, but I found something that made me comfortable and confident, and then translated to other aspects of life.
Definitely.
And that's why I was like, oh, this kid needs this. He definitely needs this. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears, and we're going to talk about cult shit. Did you start, this is your whole thing, right? This is a Squirell original cult shit?
Just me, pretty much. I have had a lead, like when I was the first couple ones, when I wanted to put actual vocals on it, I got him to do it, but eventually I manned up and put my own vocals on it. As horrible as they sound, they're on there though.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And all the merch you're making, dude, it's so sick. Like, you're rocking the beanie right now. Is that the beanie pull down ski mask?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. And the flannels, I just saw the flannels.
Yeah, dude.
That's dope. You're making all those?
Yeah, I made all, like, I had to make all the patches and then cut them out and sew them on.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, man. But it all started, like, a buddy of mine who recently moved back to town. He has his own distro, Manic Static. Been doing a bunch of tapes for a bunch of local bands, but he gave me a bunch of tapes because like I was gonna use them for SCUM, but we never really sat down and recorded anything. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use these.
Yeah.
So I made the first one. It was like maybe 10 minutes long, and
it's like metal.
Yeah, it's like black metal.
Black metal. That's what I thought.
And it's just like single guitar riffs with audio files dubbed over it.
Yeah.
Dystopia was a huge influence, not like musically sound wise, but just with the audio files. Like when I first heard Dystopia do that, I was like, that's awesome. And I've even for some of the early stuff with SCUM, when it was just us, like there's a lot of songs like that where it's us playing and audio files over it.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of those you can find on Bandcamp too, and that's like the only place you can find them right now. But yeah, it was just, I don't know, I've always like, I got into black metal. I was like, this is tight. I want to keep on making this. So it's like,
rad.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick, dude. Busy man.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm stoked on our new segment, POS.
Dude, yeah,
it's
definitely.
Punk on Scene, not a piece of shit. And he's gonna be checking in with us monthly to give us the what's going down in the punk scene here in Florida, and specifically North Florida. So I appreciate you doing that, man. It's gonna be rad.
Definitely do my best.
Yeah, dude, you're killing it. I want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, dude. Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it. And why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on the World Wide Web, maybe find your music and or your merch.
Okay. So my Instagram says SCUM. You can find all the cult shit stuff there, but it is only physical copies only. So only tapes, only CDs. That's the only way you're going to be able to hear it. And then with SCUM, we have YouTube. It's SCUM_FL. Same with our Bandcamp. SCUM_FL. Same with our Instagram.
Right on.
But yeah, we're supposed to be recording a new album within the next month or 2 months. So we'll have something out there. We'll be able to put it on all the platforms, and so everybody can hear it.
Fuck yeah.
And that should be cool. And then we're always playing shows. We got 2 shows coming up within January. So
rad.
That'll be tight.
Yeah, dude. Look forward to it, man. 2020 is gonna be a big year for SCUM and my boy Squirell. So y'all keep an eye out for him. And once again, bud, thanks for coming on.
Dude, thanks for having me, man.
Y'all be easy. Hey guys, it's your boy Paulie Walnuts, and I'm here with my lovely guest tonight. Super stoked. It is my fiancé, Josmarie Marchany. She is an extremely talented hairstylist, and she works at the Town Center Aura Salon. It's an Aveda salon, right?
Correct.
Yep, down here in Jacksonville, Florida. And we're going to get to know this very talented lady, as well as for all my guys out there that don't really know shit about when their ladies are telling them when they get their hair done exactly what is going on. We're going to learn a little bit more on the science and exactly what is happening with these magnificent transformations that my lovely partner does on the daily basis. But first, we're going to get to know her a little better. So tell us about yourself. How old are you? Where are you from?
Well, a lady never reveals her age.
Hey.
But
Excuse me.
No, I just turned 30. It's cool. It feels good.
Right.
30 from Puerto Rico, or should I say Puerto Rico?
Boricua.
Boricua. Para español, marque dos.
Yes.
Yes, no. From Puerto Rico. Lived here for 20 some odd years, 23 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so how old were you, I guess? Yeah, so 7 years old?
7 years old.
Yeah, did you learn
Little
English?
baby.
English when you got here?
Yeah, I learned English when I got here. Didn't know any of that fun stuff. Felt like being on a extraterrestrial planet, which is pretty cool because I like aliens. So.
I can imagine you went from living on an island to feeling like living on an island.
Yeah, it was very like surreal. It's like way more chill if you could think about it. Like being here was completely more relaxed than being in Puerto Rico. It's the same humidity, like, and heat, even though it's more humid there, but it's good.
Well, no doubt. So when you came to Jacksonville, where'd you graduate high school?
Oh, Sandalwood High School.
Scandalweed!
Where I went to high school.
Right on. Where'd you learn how to do hair?
Oh, that was my mom for a very long time because she was a hairstylist, but I studied cosmetology at the Aveda Institute over in like San Jose area.
Big shout out to her mom.
Mommy.
Love her.
That woman's great.
Yeah, extremely talented as well. That's where you get your beauty and your talents from, for sure. For sure.
Get my booty from my dad.
So what obviously you have an interest for the vintage. If any of my friends have ever been to our house, they can tell you some have said it's like a museum.
Les, come in, Les.
Yeah, come in, Les. It's a museum.
It's a museum. Can I show you the museum?
Yeah, so we do like the vintage
more antique
things and antique
you know?
life. So what sparked your interest?
In like the vintage style in like clothing, I would say was more of The Notebook, to be honest with you. I was like about 17, never been in love before really at that time.
Yeah.
And I went to the movies and saw that movie, and like she looked so bomb in all those outfits, and I was like, that is something that I want to look like in my 30s, like my 20s on. And then all the girls were kind of like, boo-hoo, you know, he died and blah blah blah, and I'm like, hey bitches. And then later on I was in love, and I rewatched that movie and I bawled my eyes out. I was like, she didn't even need any coffee. I don't. So yeah.
Right on. Yeah, it was definitely a classy era.
Loved it. You know, you get to be sexy without showing too much, and you know, you get to benefit from it too. You got a dope ass shirt and got it Subculture here at the Avenues Mall. Actually,
I did. This is the Voodoo Tiki shirt.
Yeah, pretty dope.
Super stoked on it. She can call me her big bad voodoo daddy.
I will never call you daddy, but okay.
She will. So anyway, so when did you start doing hair? So I know you said that like you kind of got it from your mom. I mean, did you start toying around as a young girl and knew that there was something you wanted to get into, or
toying around with it? Let me tell you what.
Tell me, come on.
When I was a kid, my mom used to like. I wanted to do like modeling. I still do, but it was something that I was like totally about. My dad was like, "I'm gonna pimp for that pictures." So my mom decided to like do
Shout out to Joe. I love that guy.
He's a nice guy now, you know, he's gotten more soft as the years have grown, so it's nice. But anywho, Mommy decided to take on some like hair appointments so that she could pay for said modeling things. And the day before the shoot, I decided it would be a good idea to be really impatient. I asked her if she's gonna cut my hair, and she said yes, but after she was done with the blow dry, and I didn't want to wait, so I went into the bathroom and I grabbed a pair of
Patience
scissors
is a virtue.
and I gave myself a pair of Betty Bangs, and tell you what, they were this short right up here, and my hair was really curly, especially as a child. And so my mom was like, Josmarie Marchany Cortez, ¿qué carajo has hecho? She just like freaked the fuck out, and so it was really great.
Oh man,
It was good.
that is
And, you know,
hilarious.
that's like a telltale sign. You know, usually if your kid's cutting his own hair, it's probably gonna do some hair later on.
No doubt.
Have it in you.
All right, well, so since we're talking about the hair, let's go ahead and get into it for all the guys out there and science nerds like myself who have no clue. I love you. When you start talking about straightening and dyeing and perming and whatever else is going on, I have literally no idea what you're talking about. I just know that you make beautiful women look even more gorgeous.
I like the way you worded that. That was really nice.
Thank you. You know, I'm carefully tiptoeing around these words. Hey. So please, enlighten us. I know you said something earlier about a chemical service. So what's
Well, there's plenty of different chemical services, I'd say.
Okay.
Sometimes, like, people still get perms. Like, perms were really popular in, like, the 80s and stuff like that, but I mean, some people just, like, don't want to take the time to do their hair. They're like, I want something that's, like, more relaxed, you know, but I want, like, a beach wave, and I don't want to do any sort of, like, heat styling. But then they're really willing to go through this entire process that changes the chemistry of their hair.
And a perm is, like, permanently curling it, kind of, right?
Well, not permanently to the point where it's forever.
Right,
but for, like,
an extended period of time.
yeah, and you're basically chemically changing like the texture of your hair. So say you have really fine hair and you get a perm because you want like a really tight curl or like a wave. Depending on what kind of perm rod you use, it all smells like egg farts, by the way. And it's the worst. Like if you're in a salon and you're getting a service done and it happens to smell like egg farts, either the sewage is bad or someone's getting a perm. Like
Word
it's just
up.
one
Good
or
to
the
know.
other. You know, there's relaxers. I used to get relaxers all the time when I was a kid because being Latina is like a blessing and a curse, you know?
Oh.
So having really coarse, thick hair, my mom used to always relax my hair, and I used to do the Just For Me. There was always a cute little girl with like pigtails with like the little brackets and little balls just
Yeah.
my hair's straight. Yeah, and relaxers are crazy, man. Like if you don't put them on in like the specific amount of time, you're like middle, end, beginning. Like you end up basically just kind of frying people's head, and or from the root, like having bald spots, like all that kind of shiz.
Horrible.
It's not a good idea.
Yeah, fair enough. Sounds like not a good idea.
Well, the thing is that a lot of women go through this. Like, they'll even travel to go through this. It all depends on what kind of culture you're raised in and what your lifestyle is like and what kind of texture you have. Not everybody's born with gorgeous hair like you, Paul.
Well, excuse me. That's... Before we get into other things, that's kind of crazy now that you just said that, because... You know, I know that a lot of African American women strive and like they go through a lot of work to like straighten their hair, right? I mean, that's a lot of work to make their hair look that long and straight, right?
I mean, not even just that, like more of even a natural curl. You know, a natural curl takes a lot of work. It's never something that just is like, oh, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Like I woke up like this. Like ideally that would be pretty tight. However, that's not the reality.
Right,
you know?
right,
and
yeah.
so
I get
it's
that.
like natural curls, straightening it, doing beach waves, blow drying it. Like there's so many steps that go into making sure that you have like the look, you know, that you want. Personally, like I don't know, ever since I was little, I always kind of had an image of like, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna look like when I'm 13. Like when I'm 13, I'm like, what am I gonna look like when I'm 17? You know,
Right.
and by the time that I was 17, I had that image of what I wanted to look like when I was in my like 20s and 30s. And it's taken a long time to be there, but it's pretty cool to see it unfold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're going to pause real quick for a PSA. This is a Paulie on the Pod public service announcement to all of my fellas out there. It takes a lot of fucking work for these women to get the hair looking as good as they do. So if you have ever underestimated, I mean, this doesn't even go into makeup. Before we get any further, this is just the hair. Okay, not even like getting into how uncomfortable the fashion looks. It looks great, but I mean, goddamn, I'm so thankful to be a man. So all I'm saying is, to all my fellas out there, you know what I mean? Appreciate your woman and what she goes through to look great for you and everybody else.
You better compliment her when she gets her hair done.
Hey, tell her she's beautiful and all that. Yeah, tell her you love her. Take her out to dinner. Show her you care. Show her she's worth it. Anyway.
Don't just blow smoke up her ass. Mean it.
No, mean it. It doesn't hurt to blow a little smoke. Be like... But anyway, so when you do these magnificent color transformations, for those that don't know, you can check her out on Instagram. We'll give you that to you in a few minutes. How difficult is it for a woman or man to go from like a black hair to like a lighter color? I mean, what are the steps, and what exactly? I mean, how damaging is it for the hair? Everybody seems like they're changing the color of their hair lately. I mean,
yeah.
It's an epidemic or what?
Gray has actually been a pretty popular color. I never found myself wanting to be gray, but being that I've been graying since I was 17, how many more times can I say gray?
Great.
Right.
Feeling great.
Being that, you know, like gray is such a fashionable color, like your hair has to be white, like, or the palest of yellows before it can be neutralized with tone or gloss, you know, like in order for it to be the desired result. Now, there's a lot of people who either have been doing their hair for a really long time, and, you know, maybe it's been 2 years since you've put that like beautiful Clairol all over your head, you know, but at the same time, like, it's still like in the cuticle of the hair strand. So when you go to the hair salon and you're like, yeah, it's virgin hair, I don't have anything in here, it's this is my natural, and then you go in there and the bleach is like, the light determined. The lie does determine that was a lie.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't say that with a straight face because it's true. Like, and, you know, it's harder to get a result and or be honest and have, like, realistic expectations, because a lot of people just think they can come in, have really dark hair, and then have something like this. Now, I know that, like, because my hair is really dark naturally, and I'm sure you can see my roots are kind of dark, but the thing is that, you know, people look at my hair and they're like, oh, I want my hair to be like that. And it's like, actually, I've been fucking up my hair for like 2 years. This is a beautiful mirage. It feels like haystacks, especially when I don't do anything to it. And, you know, it's the reality of it. You know, when it's compromising, you have to realize that you have to do all the things in order to take care of it, like round brushing it with a blow dryer, making sure that the concentrator is on it and it's not just round, like putting the right products, all that jazz. And not a lot of people know about that. It's extremely damaging. It's basically stripping all the melanin out of your hair. So
wild.
If you have black hair, so the level system works from 1 through 10. You got 1 black, 10 being the like lightest blonde, and then as you lift the color, like levels 1 through 5 just like show you red, and then after you get past 5 you get to 6, that's like red orange, and then it starts looking more orange red, more orange, more orange yellow, then you get a yellow orange, and then you get a yellow, and then a pale yellow. And the thing is that if you're naturally blonde, like if you're closer to like a 10, you know, if you're at a 6, you only have 4 levels to jump, as to when you're at a 1, you have 9.
Right.
So that's where people end up getting like all butthurt because their hair has to be
unrealistic
like,
expectations. But yeah.
They have to be in a caramel phase before they get to that ashy blonde phase that everybody's like craving. Plus we live in Florida, there's lots of blondes.
No doubt. Well, I'm gonna ask you this. Start with guys. What can the average guy do to keep his hair healthy and looking good?
Man, I don't know, because I feel like dudes are so different with their like lifestyles. Some people, like some dudes are like more like have a routine, like they have like shit they exfoliate their face with in the shower, and they have like a shampoo and conditioner that like works for them. You know, like they have like routines. Or there's some dudes who don't wash their hair, but every like week or two. You know what I mean? I can't judge. I don't wash my hair, you know, but every 3 weeks, you know, 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how crunchy she is feeling.
Is it? I've heard it's.
You're not supposed to shampoo your hair every day. No.
No. But I've heard that it's like healthy. Even if you're trying to grow your hair out, it's healthy to get like it trimmed, right? Doesn't that like promote growth or healthy growth? Well, yeah,
because you have to cut your hair at least every like 2 to 3 months. Like you should. You don't have to. No one's forcing you to. You better cut your hair.
The hair police are coming for you. Watch out. Yep. Get on the ground.
I swear to God, if you don't get a fucking trim more than 2 inches, I will kill you.
Give this kid a flat top immediately.
No, let's not talk about that excessive subject. But no, I would say that yes, a haircut every 2 to 3 months is really good, because split ends grow upward, and that's when you start noticing, you know, the hair is starting to frizz out more, even though like you've cut like, can you just like dust it a little bit, just like a half inch? Is that good? Is that good enough?
No doubt. Well, thank you very much for coming on and sitting down with us. I'm super appreciative for you being here. And why don't you take a minute to tell everybody where they can find you on social media, as well as where the salon is and how they can possibly book an appointment with you.
Well, don't come find me at the salon, because that sounds stalkerish, but I would say if you would like to book an appointment, if you would like to book an appointment with me, you can either reach me through my Instagram, which is at Josmarie. It's Josma and tree, like a tree outside, Josmarie. And Aura Salon is a great salon. It's an Aveda salon, which is more like plant and flower based, so you don't have to feel like you're putting more toxic waste into the planet. Awesome.
Well, thank you again for sharing your knowledge with us. Te quiero mucho, mi amor. And thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good night. Yo, I can't believe it. It's 2020. We're on episode 4. We got so many more in store. It's gonna be an amazing year. Yo, I can't wait. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and subscribing and turning up. Hey, if you got any questions, inquiries on advertisements, guests, bookings, events, any of that sort of stuff, you can hit me up at paulyonthepod@gmail.com. That's paulyonthepod@gmail.com. Haha. Your boy Pauly Walnuts, thanking you once again for tuning in, and we will catch you on the flip side.